Welcome back. Well, during the campaigns, some of the promises that were made by the various political parties had to do with job creation. Now that we're going into a new dispensation, what is the task ahead for the new administration? And we're being joined to discuss job creation, the task ahead, by Emmanuel Esangbedo, public affairs analyst. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
I'm sure you heard the campaigns back and forth, 7,000 jobs, 20,000 jobs, and all of that. What do you think is the position, or what is likely to be the task ahead of the administration that's coming?
What I see is a possibility. It can happen. It's already happening in several countries right now. In the news last week, General Motors went into Mexico with Toyota, and General Motors invested about $2.23 billion US. And Mexico is not corrupt-free. Mexico is not secured. Mexico accounts for the highest purchases of bulletproof vehicles in the world today. And these companies went in there. The influx of Mexicans across Arizona into America is huge. American government isn't budgeting money to prevent those guys from coming in. What am I saying? The government should not look at the areas and the excuses of the government of the past. Oh, insecurity, infrastructural this and all that. Those are no excuses. You can actually get in and get the job done. Automobile industries can be encouraged, but the task ahead for them is to come up with lobbyists. In the past, we had civil servants from federal ministries go abroad and do all that kind of job, but something went wrong because the outcome at the end of the day displayed that the work done was either not properly thought out, or there was actually no process in place to actually get the job done by the FDIs that were coming in and all of that. And then even the FDIs are coming in and they're going into sectors that, yes, are viable, but the concern is the creation of jobs at the end of the day. I'll give an instance now. If an FDI is coming to the oil and gas industry and they're going for crude, beautiful. Schlumberger came over with organized a conference one time with NAPIMS, asking questions about the process of drilling. Are we going to be using TLPs or FPSOs? If you're going to be using FPSOs, you will not create jobs. If you're going to be using TLPs as erected platforms, you may create more jobs. So these are issues that I think the government should look at. So when you are doing the MOUs and all of that, you should look at those areas. That's where the lobbyist or whoever comes in, if it's the minister of that particular sector, the minister in charge of that sector, should look at those documents. That's from outside coming in. Investors are inside the country. We have money inside this country, sleeping under people's pillows, in accounts, and all of that. Those individuals should also be encouraged. Maybe a national orientation agency should do a better job this time around of mopping up funds from within. I listened to the last professor talking now. He talked about funds from within too. It's very possible. There's money here. So the new government coming in should look at those areas. The MOUs that have been signed, they must be tied to job creation if the companies are coming in or coming from outside or going to be erected from within. Job creations are there. The automobile industry is a big deal. I say something else again. Hyundai in South Korea has about 10,000 workers alone on that installation. 10,000.
It's an irony that a country that still has so much work to be done, has many of its young people, and maybe not just young people now, people in their middle ages as well, are not doing anything or not doing much or being underutilized. It is really an irony. But then something must be responsible for that. What exactly do you think it is?
You see, if Nigerians would drive cars in this country a lot, there's Hyundai here. They import finished products and bring it in. It's not good for economy.
We're a country that has moved from manufacturing into
exporting finished products from other countries. And that takes capital flight, it takes a capacity building, and job creation is gone, completely eliminated. But America insisted on Hyundai to set up 6 plants in America.
Some people will say that there was a genesis for that.
Okay.
There was a genesis for how we moved from being a country that used to produce things, ranging from materials to even electricity, to tires, to what have you, to a country that mainly imports those things right now.
Yes.
And many people put the blame at the feet of power, you know, electricity. Do you think it's just electricity?
Not just electricity. If you go to slaughter area in Port Harcourt, you have NAOC, that's the NAOC is, that's what they have the presence, NAOC. Now, from 1988 to 1998, NAOC was given power to that entire area called slaughter in Port Harcourt. Whether they were using generators, I don't know. Whether they had plants or whatever, I don't know. But they were given light to everybody in that neighborhood. But the community came together and told NAOC, don't give us power, give us money. If you go there, you see the wall, very high wall of NAOC. That's Ajip now. And they stopped the process. They yanked them off. I was there last year to see for myself. I was there in 1988. I had an aunt who was living in that neighborhood. And I was there last year to see it. And I asked this question. What happened? And they told me that the community went and said, look, yank this thing off. Give us money instead. Something like that happened in Enugu.
The community went, or some individuals?
Some individuals went. But the community, they sat back. Why didn't they say something about it? The fence is just about 600 mm from the main road. You have shops by the fence, and people are living there, and they knew the arrangement was on ground. You know, I mean, is Shell not operating in Nigeria without power? Is Shell not operating in Nigeria without power? Was Kaduna project? Kaduna.
But you must also know that for people who manufacture certain things, cost of power is, you know, also been added to it. For many companies, if you look at their overheads, one of the things that consumes a very large part is the cost of power. And as such, it continues to make products continually expensive. So much so that if you do not have government patronage in some other areas, it is very difficult for the, you know, for the average consumers to continue to take these products when products that are imported, you know, do not compete favorably, as it were, or even do a lot better in terms of pricing than the locally produced products.
Yeah, very correct. That's on a small scale. Very correct. And that is where the government can come in, because of the SMEs who are involved along that cadre. The government should come in and then do something along the plan that the professor is talking about. But however, a large scale that will create jobs. If you look at the, I don't want to mention names now, there's a franchise, a supermarket franchise in Nigeria that we all know. They're in Kano already. That is, I mean, that's a region where some multinationals are withdrawing from, calling a hostile area. But this franchise is there right now, and they're going to Abuja. They may even get to Maiduguri. I will say this here, but I think, I don't know if it's on record, but I know that there was this disagreement between the South African business owners and then the British business owners. And then the South Africans, you know, have this belief that if they have a venture they need to pursue in any area, they should go in massive and see if the business is a risk. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think that the lobbyists should be able to convince, make a very concrete business plan for the big timers that can accommodate 5,000 workers, 10,000 workers, 20,000 workers, 11,000 workers. You understand what I'm saying? And those companies may not even rely on what's called a national creed because of the surge. They may not want, it's not advisable them to rely, but they can, because the advantages are heavy.